Welcome to the Families of Change podcast. We are all here with the exception of Bijou today on the couch, and tonight we are talking about
mindset.
Yep. Mindset.
We're talking about
not growing weary.
Daddy was supposed to come.
Well.
Daddy was supposed to come through with that, but he.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah. So we're not growing weary of doing well, and the scripture is Galatians 6:9. And so I'll just read it to you. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. And we have therefore opportunity. Let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. And so, again, just welcome to the Family of Change podcast. I'm Clint McMillion, and we'll start off this side here.
Hi, I'm Davae McMillion.
Hi, I'm Van Houston and I'm 10.
Hi, I'm Von Kensington.
Hi, I'm Brighton and I'm 7. I'm Remington and I'm 12.
I'm Emma Sarah, and I am the mother of these 8 wonderful children, and I am known as Mother of Change.
Hi, my name is Pinton and I'm 4.
And I'm Niall, and I'm 21.
You forgot about Daddy.
Yep, we're good. All right. So again, just so I got this message actually in prayer this week, and it was really it was really encouraging, the fact that we by having a large family is there's a lot to it, and being a part of the ministry as well, and then also at the same time just being a provider and priest and protector of the home, is that I think the Lord really just kind of reined that in to say, just don't grow weary of doing well. And so for the men specifically, is that I just want to encourage the men tonight, and the fact is that as the world is ever evolving and we're getting closer to Christ's return, is that we as a family and men and as families and leaders of the home, I just really encourage you guys, don't grow weary of doing well. And that's a good scripture for us to learn about, and how we as a family have done that, and maybe we can talk through some of the battles or some of the things we've done as well.
Well, definitely, just I think every human being. I mean, if you're here and Niall, Niall constantly has he in the camera here. So Niall, he's now into adulthood. He's 21 years old. And so I think that, I think the kids can also all speak on this, not growing weary while doing good. I think when you give your children responsibility and God bless you, when you teach them about accountability, they share some of the weight of what's going on within the household. And that's not really taught in today's culture. First of all, I'll say that is that mostly today, in today's culture, is that moms and dad take on like the majority of the weight. So I'm sure there are going to be many people who are going to resonate with this message about we can have daily fatigue, we can have marriage fatigue, we can have relationship fatigue. But I know for Niall, I've just seen him step into manhood, and I'm always like, he used to be just like always just so like funny, and like, not that he's not now, but I just see more of a serious tone on him because he understands the weight of manhood. And maybe you can even talk to everybody's going to be able to, everybody who has a job, anybody who has a responsibility, of having the new understanding of what it means to not grow weary while doing good.
Yeah. So as somebody who, like she said, I was kind of I don't know that I'm not funny and stuff like that anymore. It's just that I think I've grown into a newer level of maturity, is what's kind of happened to me. And I know that can kind of sound a bit self-boasting, but I'll go into that in a bit. Is that it's like Paul says, is that we put away the childishness of youth, we put it behind us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to turn it off. I'm putting it higher. Sorry. Go ahead, Sen. Go ahead.
Yeah, is that Paul says that we put away the childishness of youth and things of youth, and we kind of grow up essentially. I think for me is that it's been a realization is that being, even though I'm not a provider for our family, is that just I'm coming to a role where I'm, leading multiple people at work, and we're dealing with, high stress projects and stuff like that. It's where I'm putting my 110% into work every single day, and I'm, was there, first one there and last one to leave. And it can get easy to kind of get down and fall into the grind of eat, sleep, work, repeat. And, it's, even if you're not necessarily like, let's think of it the way it is. Oh, you used to say a lot is that if the enemy can't make you bad, he'll make you busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's a really, really easy trap to fall into, because, we hear a lot about the occult and all this kind of stuff, and that you get drawn in and all this kind of stuff. But another really big way that I think people get drawn in, and that they just lose their sight on their faith, is just by getting sucked into the cares of the world, and even not even being like cares of the world and chasing riches, but just getting in that grind to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And for me is that I'm trying to cut back on my hours a little bit, but because I don't need to work 120 hours a pay period to survive.
But he has been working.
I've been working, but lately we've had some deadlines I've had to meet. But if I can help it, I'd like to not, because I'd like to exist sometimes out of that.
Yeah, for sure. That is definitely I can resonate with that a lot. Is being able to get into the easy. It's pretty easy to just get into the grind and pay the bill man kind of a deal, because he doesn't stop coming, right? And so on the food bills and inflation and all that stuff, is that our world society just kind of demands more, and it doesn't seem like your dollar goes as far. And so as far as in the context of the scripture as well, is said also, said, don't grow weary of doing well to those of the faith. And so that's where Satan will try to get you busy, because he'll get you busy on just doing the daily grind and forgetting the fact that we're here for a purpose, to expand God's kingdom, and to actually use our time and our talents and what the Lord has gifted us in to expand His kingdom and to encourage those. And so that's what we're here for today. And we as a family of change, is that that's our ministry and that's our role we do. And so we spend time. We put quite a bit of time actually in this, and it's actually it is definitely a task, right? If I'm going to say that actually is working.
It takes effort.
It takes effort into
if you're
working.
going to have a family, it takes effort. I mean, it's just a part of life, and it's just about the kind of effort that you're going to give. And so I'm a big on watching words. And so right now he said it feels like the dollar is not going as far or whatever. But if he says things like that, then I just come and say, well, that's a perspective, because in God's economy, our dollar is always going to be enough. It's always going to take us where we need to go. And so
that's why I said the enemy's trap is that's
so when you get into
trap,
this
sure.
This grinding mentality of we like to work hard, we want to be the people that nobody's going to outwork us. And so here we are, okay, it's 11:30 EST time, 10:30 our time right now, and here we are doing this video right now with the whole family. So we're dedicated to like, we've had a long day, okay, we've had an extremely long day, but here we are on the sofa doing this, and we're continuing to do it because this is what the Lord wants us to do, and we want to be obedient. And we don't always feel like being on the sofa doing this. We don't always feel like being here, but we show up. And so this is us doing good. This is us doing a good thing. This is us showing our humanity. This is us coming imperfect and some sleepy right now, because some are sleepy, right, Von Kensington? But this is us showing up in our realness, in the rawness of who we are, and we, understanding that there's a whole world going on out there, and we can choose every single day to see things negatively and be like, oh, inflation's going up and things are getting expensive and gas is going through the roof. And what can happen? We can start to grow weary. Yeah. Von Kensington or Remington, does anybody want to interject in just that mindset of what you've seen or growing weary while doing good, or even as a child growing weary of doing good?
Yeah, I have something to add to that. Of course, but I think that like also like daily grind and stuff. But I'm also like saying like something that I feel like we need to add more is like evangelism and stuff. Like if we are focusing like in our faith and then going to like we say like we read our Bible, like we pray and stuff, and we go to church and then or like we go to church and everything, we eat, grind, and sleep and then repeat, do that kind of stuff. And then what are you expanding the kingdom of heaven by doing that?
So you're saying like when we get so busy just doing stuff and then we kind of miss the expansion of the kingdom, like the kingdom work, like we get busy doing busy work or doing...
You're focusing only on you, not the whole entire world.
Yeah, you're focusing. You're not
focusing on the wrong thing.
You're focusing on the wrong thing. Exactly, that's what he's saying.
You can be focusing on you and with the whole entire world.
Like, I think as I was saying, like you have to it's good for you to be examining yourself, reading the Bible and everything, but what does it matter if you are expanding the kingdom of heaven? Like, because that's our purpose on here. Like, this is what us Christians are meant to do. Like,
First commandment was right. Go forth and multiply, right?
Go forth and multiply.
Yeah, that's right. Take dominion and go forth and multiply. That's right.
If we learn something, we'll share it. And then they'll share that, and then
So we're not just multiplying humanity, which we're doing here, but we're also multiplying God's kingdom. We're multiplying His word. We're multiplying the blessings. And so we were in like 2008. Somebody had given us a word of somebody that I trust. That our gift was a gift of multiplication, and then that was before we had all these kids, so we definitely have a gift of multiplication. But I'm just saying, right now in the spiritual realm, we do have a gift of multiplying, and part of that has caused us to, be very active as a family. And so Von Kensington, in the sense of like you do a lot of work for the family company. Maybe you can even talk to teens. Yeah. Like one thing we've raised our family, like there was a season we were a one income family. We had to be a one income family. And everybody, the kids, because we raised them that way, so many families are like, oh, we have to give our kid an allowance. And if they work, it's their money. And it didn't work that way. Our kids, we didn't even have to tell them, give us your money. It was like, Niall never even wanted to take pay from us. And so Von Kensington, maybe you can talk to them, about to other teens or raising kids to be teenagers who are contributors, because I'm just strictly because my son helps a lot. That takes off more burden off my husband, because what Von Kensington what he does, I can't do. So he's already working, 115 hours in his, not a 10-hour work period. So maybe you can talk to the audience about that, like just how you're able to do that to take off the weariness off Daddy.
Yeah, I mean, working for, your family or, small businesses like this, or helping out with your family when they have jobs for you like this, like small things, it can actually help you when you, move out or whatever it is. Not only are you helping them, lighten the load on them, but you're also getting valuable experience out of it. So for me, like working on, our family businesses, I'm getting a lot of valuable experience from it, and stuff that I wouldn't be able to do on my own. And so the stuff that they are, they're giving me tasks and stuff that they would like me to help with. Like I actually enjoy doing it, because not only am I helping them and helping my dad, not have to work as much, but also I'm getting valuable experience out of it.
Yeah, so Von Kenneth is our tech guy. He's helping us build out our websites and our CRM, and which is, so it's been really great. It's really
helpful. It's
super helpful. And we'd have to go outside of our family, or we'd have to learn it ourselves. And so without having that internal, then it would just be another expense or another way that we'd have to branch out. And so it's very encouraging. Go ahead.
Right.
Everybody can share with the world, and if they just want to, they can. It's a free option.
Like
it's
what
free.
What are you talking about? Like sharing with the world?
You can share anything.
Like
You-
their gifts, their talents, their what?
Yeah, you can share your talents, your gifts, and you can share like what your opinion with the world,
Share your opinion with the world. That's pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
and you can just spread God's word.
And so I just want to do a quick shout out right now. We have some people on, and I want to say hi to Kiara, and my mom is watching. Hello.
Hello.
And Ebony. Ebony said, I love how your baby said we learn something and we share it. It's just that simple. We don't have to complicate the kingdom. Even babes can share the gospel. That's right. So Davae, how about you, Davae? On this topic of not growing weary while doing good. I mean, what would you like to add to that conversation? Because obviously, there's a lot of needs in our family. There's a lot of requests in our family. And so how do you keep from not growing weary while doing good? Like, what's your motivation?
Yeah, I'd say that, well, first off, there's been different stages of our lives that, like, we all got weary. I feel like we have all gotten weary in doing good in what we've been working on. Because there's a lot. It's a lot just always. Like with our health business, I definitely got weary. It wasn't going anywhere.
But she
and then
did
with
good.
the bakery.
She did on the health thing. She ran a team. She was the youngest in a multi-million-dollar company with over, like, I don't know how many million people did they have at that time.
5 million.
I don't know, 5 million. She was like in the top 0.3% for our ranking.
If I
She
set my
got.
mind to it, I will literally push myself into the ground to be the best. Which is what I'm currently doing at my job. It is emotionally draining.
So
But-
this is a good topic.
But you know what? It's made a lot of connections, and now I'm friends with some of the most important people in Huntsville right now. So it really does work out for you. Now, I just say, but I will say that with the things that what you're trying to do and everything, I feel like you have to make sure you have the emotional availability for it before you just keep on committing to things. You have to make sure you're taking time to prioritize the things that actually matter to you and not just what you want, because what you want doesn't always line up with what you need.
That's
and
good.
so being exhausted but getting everything you wanted done, in like when you go to do the things or find the fulfillment in the things you've done and you're just exhausted, you can't even enjoy them, because you're just dead tired and you're just emotionally drained. And yeah, we've all been emotionally drained, and I feel like that's even more tiresome than actually being physically drained.
Yeah.
When you're just dead tired emotionally. So yeah, I think making sure you make time for the ones who are tired and being able to lift them up, and also just being able to notice when the people around you are emotionally drained and being able to be that strength for them really will make a difference.
I love what you said, Dog. I actually typed it down so that nobody missed it. What you want doesn't always add up to what you need.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah, and what a
good.
great topic, right? I mean, I just really kind of put it together. I mean, I don't know if it's the way it has Labor Day weekend, right? And so,
Oh.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
right. And so,
I'm working during Labor Day, by the way.
and so,
But Daddy actually decided that he's staying home
Yeah.
for Labor Day, which he normally would work.
so yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely had the opportunity to work tomorrow and to capitalize on the pay and all that stuff. But I specifically told the boys is that we're spending time together, and because I definitely agree with Davae is that there's definitely a way and times that even just be physically exhausted can also put you in a situation that you can be emotionally tired, right? And you can be just straight out, just worn out. And I can definitely say that I've experienced that this year. And so to take that evaluation and that emotional check and physical check, right? It says don't grow weary, and specifically if you're doing it and just burning yourself out in the world, doing the things of the world just to maintain, even more pay or more status or whatever. But specifically is also to remember the fact that while we're here is to expand the kingdom. So if you're growing weary of just doing the everyday grind,
That is so important.
is to be able to turn that back around and say, we really, our priorities in the wrong spot. So,
And he really hit it on the head. I mean, just in general for our family, is that everything we do is, we've taught our kids, like, what's the chief end of man? We'll wait for now to get back here. He's going to have cease.
To glorify.
Go ahead.
It's to glorify Christ and enjoy Him forever.
that's right.
So that's something that we have.
Never stop
He's fine.
enjoying him.
So you guys hear that? So we used to do what's called catechisms with the kids, and not the Catholic catechisms, but there's catechisms are just statements of faith, basically, that you teach your kids, that when you ask them something, they have a response. So it lines up with apologetics, and we have taught our kids to both have a spiritual relationship with the Lord and to also have a biblical understanding, to have an apologetic understanding of the Word, and to have balance. And then on top of all that, we add in mindset, motivation, and I'm a confidence coach, I'm a life coach, family strategist, and so I've been taught by some of the best, including our pastor, Eric. It's his birthday today.
Yep, happy
And
birthday,
we should,
Pastor
we,
Ian.
we should sing him happy birthday,
Eric
just in
E.T.
case he sees it. Okay, let's sing we can sing happy birthday to Pastor E.T., okay? So yeah, we'll just sing it to Pastor E.T. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Pastor E.T.
Happy birthday
to you.
On channel Super Knowledge.
On Super Knowledge, happy birthday to you. Super Knowledge, it's late. It's almost 11 o'clock. So the people are tired, but we love you, Pastor E.T. It is his birthday, but I wanted to take a moment, even though we're talking about not growing, not grow weary while doing good, right?
Yep.
Is the reason I wanted to mention him is A, because it's his birthday, and B, because he literally was the Lord used him as a big tool in our life during our time when we lived on 100 acres in the Chihuahuan Desert, 4 hours from the closest Costco. and
We listened to him in 3 houses.
we've been listening to him for a while, but there it was sustenance. It was like I just remember it was very, very tough. Like, nobody will ever know the desert experience like the Israelites, like we have. I mean, I don't want to say no one, but in general, we understand the Israelite story. And I just wanted to take a moment to mention him, because this is a good point. Okay, if we're going to be talking about, and we're coming to a close here, we just have about 5 minutes left. So I do want to give you guys a tool. So if we're going to be talking about not growing weary while doing good, then we should probably give you some tools, right? And so part of our tools that we have used for not growing weary, and you guys can jump in with anything that has been helpful for you guys, but one of the things that has been extremely helpful for me is during our time in the rough season, and even now if we go through a rough season, is to listen to motivation. So we love Pastor E.T., Eric Thomas. We got a little bit on that side. They're like, Pastor E.T., Eric Thomas. Like, we call him Pastor, we call him E.T., and he's also known as Eric Thomas, the hip-hop preacher. So he's all those things, but he also
he's a millionaire.
He is financially taken care of because he's done a lot of good things for a lot of people. And when you do a lot of good for a lot of people, then you can bless a lot of people. And so that's one of the reasons why we continue to listen to his message, is because he's genuine. He's not somebody who's all showy, and he's really into doing the work for the people, and so we appreciate that. But one of the things I just want to say as we're exiting here is that find things that motivate you, find things that keep your excitement up, keep things that keep your mindset up. I'll tell you this right now, one of the greatest things that will keep you like just pushed down during a season of a grind or during a desert season is your mindset. And so your mindset is your greatest tool to work against you. And so if you're feeling weary just because you're working like a dog, okay, and you're just your body can only take so much, but your mind is really your weakest link. So when you have a tired body and you have a tired mindset, then what happens is that you're doomed to, you're going to crumble, you're going to fall, you're going to fail, you can go into depression, you can go into fatigue and all this stuff. But I'll tell you right now is that if you can, just jumpstart your mind and get your perspective going and see light at the end of the tunnel, the people who, do those crazy marathons, triathletes and whatever, they always say that the mind is the weakest link, and then the ones that finish aren't the ones that even had the best training, it's the ones that had the strongest mindset.
Something that has always motivated me is, like, if I am getting weary, or if, like, our family is getting weary, I always just say to myself, this is just a stepping stone. Like, we're still going up a path. Like, this is not the final thing.
This is not forever.
This is not forever. And, like, that's what I've always been telling myself. I'm like, even if the house might be so pretty and everything, I'm like, this is a stepping stone. Because, like, there's always something better. God has something better for me. And I'm just going to keep on doing what he calls me to do. Because it's just a stepping stone. Like, we're walking the daily life.
We're still
for
learning.
Christ. Yeah, we're still learning. We're still living the daily life for Christ. And so if you step on a stone that you might not even like, it's just a stepping stone. Like, you're not going to be on that stone forever.
That's right.
This too shall pass, spoken from the mouth of a babe.
Yeah, and we I could say too is the fact is that is that there
Big
is
boy, I'm sorry, he's not a babe. He's a big boy. He's like, thanks, mama.
And also say that to me.
Okay, you're a big boy too.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And so, yeah, just that by keeping the mindset right is that this too shall pass, right? is that definitely one of those things, because we have known. I actually went to the kids and talked with the kids this week, and we talked about in Stephen's journey is that he remembered when he was up persecution for being up to being persecuted, is that he remembered the whole lineage of everything, how his whole lineage of how God took them through, and the fact that there was many persecutions, many times of trials, but yet and even in a time of trials, but yet God prevails, and that's the point, is the fact that. And so I asked the kids, a tool to give is that don't grow weary of doing good, is that I asked each and every one of them, what was one of those times that that you can say that God preserved you or God got you through one of those things? And so they all had their own individual times, and it was really good for them. I said, okay, now that's your stake in the ground to remember that you can always go back and pull back from and say, okay, this is my time, that regardless of what happens, is that I can always pull from that time and say, you know what, God pulled me out of that darkness, or God pulled me out of that tough time. And so that's kind of a practical application to go through with your kids and through your life, to say always and solidify that in your mind, to say, okay, this is one hard time, and you just remember that, the fact that how God really rescued you out of that, and so that's a really good for me. That was a real good practical.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Steve is on. You might want to say hi to him.
Hey, brother Steve, how you doing?
Hi,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Well, I hope you guys, if you guys just got on, I want to encourage you to go and watch it from the beginning, because tonight we talked about how to not grow weary while doing good. And I'm telling you right now, this life is not about what we get out of it. And there are a lot of people who, lead a very hedonistic lifestyle. It's all about what they can get, when they can get it, and everything is about, about stuff. And I was just looking back even at our family's life, like even 2 years ago, even though we were doing a lot of things, we still were leading, even though we did a lot of travel, we invested a ton in coaching and training, we still were, even though we traveled, our home though life was very humble, and still very humble, and still yet we're still, we're just not a materialistic family. We like nice things. So it's not this is the definition, like materialism. When you're materialistic, you buy things and you do things because you want people to approve of you. And so, if anybody's been watching me long enough, I'm a Sarah Mother of Change. I literally probably been wearing the same clothes for about 3 years. My closet is very, very small. As a matter of fact, my closet is so small, I made my walk-in closet into my office because I really felt like it was a waste of space to, I don't have a lot of stuff like that. And so, like I said, we like nice things, but we don't serve them. We don't work to have nice things. We work to have freedom. We work to do good in the world. The things that we labor for are to build the kingdom, and then the Lord adds to us. We build the kingdom, and the Lord adds to us financially. He adds to our ministry. He adds to our impact, and He adds to our influence. And so, for me, that's what energizes me. That's what propels me. Every time I don't feel like coming on, even whether it's for the podcast or whatever, I do it for y'all. I do it for you. I do it for the message. I do it because you're important. I do it because your family's important. I do it because if the McMillions are not going to do it, then who's going to do it?
Yeah, yeah. That's right. So we as a family are to impact, right, and to be able to make an impact. And so each and every one of us, that's a calling for all of us, is that for those of the faith, is that to be able to make a difference in our life and in our society. And so, like I said, and Miss Sarah said, is that if we don't do it, who will? And it basically is that the world will, right? There's plenty of people out there that'll just kind of roll along in status quo, right? But is that the Lord has called us to be believers and to be able to impact and changers. And so
we're going to go ahead and wrap up, but on that note, I want to give you a couple I want to give you a couple announcements. First of all, we do have very exciting news, but we're not giving you that very big one tonight. But I will tell you this: there's some exciting news in the work that is going to be announced within probably next Sunday.
She's
but
not pregnant, by the way.
I'm not. Oh my goodness, please! I love all my children, but I am 48 years old. Okay, like I'm at the stage.
Just gave up your age.
I have. Listen, I'm only getting wiser. Okay, he said you just gave up your age. I'm only getting wiser, so it's
Just
okay.
letting you know, Daddy's 45.
He just turned 46. Okay, he just had a birthday like a couple weeks ago. Okay, he's the baby of the family, but really he's not really a baby. But you get the point. So two announcements though I do want to make is that we are now bringing Joe Hammond and I. He's a podcast host of JH Overcomes. He is my co-host for Clubhouse, typically on Thursday nights, for a room called Families of Change. It's the family room. And the whole premise of the show is that it's a space, like it's almost like it's like Joe and I have a Airbnb and we're inviting everybody over into our living room, and we invite everybody over. We say, like, grab your cup of tea, iced tea, and just sit down and we talk about family talk. We build families, we build faith, we build relational communication, and that's what we do every Thursday. But we're bringing it to Facebook. Because I know a lot of you guys don't have Clubhouse, so we're going to be doing a Facebook audio room here every Thursday at 9 EST, 8 Central Standard Time. So we hope that you can join us. Put it on your calendar, put it on your clock, put a little reminder, and join us for the conversation. It's always rich, it's always building, it's always positive. So I hope you guys can join us for that every Thursday, starting this Thursday. And then this Tuesday, we're going to have a prayer and prophetic flow. The Lord gave me a very, very specific word for September, and I would really ask that you guys pray about attending it, because the Lord is really moving. I believe Davae will be able to be there with us on Tuesday as well, Tuesday evening. Hopefully, if she doesn't have to work, it'll be a time of prayer, worship, fellowship. People from the conference will also be there. It's from our Atlanta crew. So we hope you can meet us. If you want the Zoom, just put Zoom link and we'll send it to you. I do have it on the page. It is Tuesday, 9 EST, and it is going to be via Zoom. Okay, just put Zoom in the comment line. I will send that to you. And we are the McMillions. You can find us on IG. We are the McMillions, and you can find me at Emma Sarah McMillion. There is a fake. Well, it's not a fake. It's actually my real account. It got stolen. Okay, my new account has like 12 posts or something. It's a very small account. Emma Sarah McMillion. Okay, at Gmail, at Instagram. So that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. It's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, your time. But if you would like to watch more of our podcasts, find us on YouTube at Families of Change Podcast. We are the McMillions, y'all. Remember, go out,
Change the world,
and start at home.
We are the McMillions.